Hey everybody, it's Bissmark here with some Rocko's Modern Life, Spunky's Dangerous Day. Just gonna do a quick reset. Get a fresh game stream going here. So this is Rocko's Modern Life for the SNES, came out in '94. A lot of people seem like they haven't seen this game. You can control the bone here, which is kind of cool. Classic Nickelodeon 90s cartoon. Yeah, it was only released in North America, so no PAL or Japanese version, and I think that's probably why it wasn't as well known. The premise of the game is Spunky is going on various misadventures, and you kind of have to just guide him through the levels and make sure he doesn't get killed. Each level has a different object that he's kind of vying after, and you have to guide him through the 4 stages that are in each level. And get him to the end of the stage. Kind of similar to Lemmings, where you're guiding somebody who's going at constant speed and kind of adjusting his path to get him where he needs to go. So normally the timer would start as soon as I press start here, but I want to just show the first cutscene because it's kind of funny and charming. So without further ado, I'm going to get started. When I select easy game here. Hard game is essentially the same game, except the enemies have twice as much health. Other than that, it's not too much different.
Frisbee, Spunky. Pitch, Spunky.
Right over Spunky's head. Into the danger zone. And Spunky will stop at nothing to get that frisbee. So I'll start this timer now. And then let's get started. So this level's kind of hectic, a lot of things going on. Spunky's going on his own path right there. I pick up this hot pepper, drop it, make him eat it. Kill this enemy, set this boat across, come back here, just in time for Spunky to cross. So that pepper made Spunky travel much faster. And normally it's faster to take the boat than take damage in the water, but with the pepper, it's actually faster to let him take that damage. Kill this guy before he hurts Spunky, and let Spunky get to the fire hydrant here. So this game has moments where you're waiting for Spunky, and then it has other moments where you're just hectically trying to get where you need to go and manipulate the objects just in time for Spunky to cross. So I'll raise Spunky here, and then quickly have to bring this platform down. Bring this one down. And we can launch Spunky with this beach chair here, but I want to grab this bone quickly before he eats it. So that bone causes him to kind of just sit and eat that, and it buys you time, so it's something you can use as sort of a safety item in certain areas. But for the speed run, it's no good. Now these enemies can be quite troublesome. Spunky falling here is fine. Ideally I would have skipped this so I didn't have to kill that guy, but this loses no time. Come down here, there's a crab that I want to kill quickly. One of the most dangerous things in this game is either Spunky getting hurt or Rocko getting hurt right when you need to do something important, because it'll cancel his momentum and you can miss the timing window that you need there. Kill this guy. Fall down here. So there's a kind of a swaggy strat here that saves just barely any time, but you can time this boat to pick up Spunky as he's falling rather than him take the damage in the water. So let's see if we get it. A little late on it, but it doesn't really save much time. Still looking for his beloved frisbee. So this level introduces an interesting mechanic. You can plug these water holes to shoot Spunky up, and if you time it just right, he'll bounce off the edge and turn around. So I missed the timing on that, but that's okay. This is the safer way to do it, but if you time it just right, he'll bounce off that right edge and turn left. I'll try it again right here. Didn't get it that time. Not a big time loss. So I'm going to activate this crab, which deactivates this one. Normally you'd want to pick up Spunky and not let him take that damage if you're playing casually, but it's just faster for him just to take the damage boost and go right on through. So because Spunky walks so slowly, if you miss any of these and have to kind of turn him around and give it another try, it really loses a ton of time. Like, just the smallest mistakes in this game will cost you anywhere from 10 seconds to several minutes. So we got it right there. See how he instantly turned around? So this is going to introduce probably the most game-breaking item in the game, which is the balloon. The balloon causes Spunky to float, and you can kind of punch him in the air while he's inflated and get him to different sections really quickly. So this bird is really annoying. Hope he doesn't cause me too much troubles. We got him. Raise him up here. Raise him up here, and then I'll feed him the balloon right here. If he takes damage while he's in balloon form, he will deflate, and then all this time save will be gone. So you want to make sure you get rid of all the enemies while he's inflated. And then we're going to skip all this area that would normally take us probably a full minute to get through. And looks good. I might just give him one more punch for good measure, and we're good. Now you don't want to get him to go too high, because you'll actually go to that level at the top there, and that's no good. So it should be timed just right. He'll fall, and even though he walked past the fire hydrant, it only initiates the ending if he's a certain distance from it. So I had to turn him around there. So that was level 3 of the first world. So I'm going to quickly grab that bone so he doesn't eat it. The intended thing to do is send that boat across while he's eating the bone, but it's just too slow to do. Wait for him to get to this umbrella here. Clear the path for him. He's going to fall here, but I want him to turn around instantly. Turn around again. Get this crab that's coming for him. There's an oyster there. I want to get rid of him as well. And off goes Spunky. So here's another tight kind of timing window where I want to get him to turn around just right. So I missed it. Not a big deal. I'm going to turn him around and do it again. Now I don't want him to eat this bone because it'll slow him down, so I'll grab it before he gets to it. Send him up, turn him around, and we're on our way. Raise him here, and then fight this guy before he gets a Spunky. 2, 3, gone. So this level also has the pepper in it. This level also has a balloon, but I found that the time it takes to grab the balloon and get back to the area where it would save any sort of time, it just takes too long and it's not worth it. So this is kind of tight here. I need to let him fall and immediately turn him around before he goes through that bad area. Turn him around again and let him eat this pepper. So that'll make him go much, much faster. And then I'll just wait for him here and try to time this so that he crosses the first stream before I activate it. Just like that. Now catch up with him and kill this crab waiting for him. Now Spunky, there's no way to stop him in this pepper mode until it runs out. So you just kind of have to time it. I figured that area times it just right where it runs out and he can come up this platform. Otherwise he'd be running too fast. Get these umbrellas and we're golden. So that's the end of World 1. So does Spunky find his frisbee? Let's see. He does. And as dumb as Spunky is, he took a big old bite out of that frisbee. So I'm just going to mash through this cutscene. So in this world, Rocko had put out an old dirty mop to be taken by the garbage truck. And Spunky seemingly loved this dirty mop and he's chasing it right into the garbage truck. So this level also has a balloon. I'm going to drop a bone here as a safety. Just in case Spunky gets that ledge before I get back. It'll buy me some time there. So I'm going to come quickly grab this balloon and come back. And we can skip pretty much 80% of the stage with this balloon here. Saves quite a lot of time. You have to watch out for those flies though, because if he takes damage in balloon form, he will deflate. That balloon proved to be helpful. So I need to get him across this gap. And the balloon is kind of tricky to control. He tends to float left at first. So one more hit maybe. Okay. And you can actually jump on top of him, save some further time. It's kind of tricky to control. There we go. So it might seem like I lost time there, but I didn't, because I have to wait for this to deflate anyways. So as long as I get him to the bottom here before he's fully deflated, I didn't lose any time. So that worked out really well, actually. So I'm going to come here, set this across, to set it up for Spunky. So I see people in chat talking about the game. So this game was actually in development before the first season even came out. So the developers only had some sort of concept art and sketches to work with. They didn't even have any episodes to watch. And all the characters and everything in this game is based on the first couple of episodes from the first season. But I think they did a good job of sort of capturing the feel of the show. In the later worlds, you'll see some of the more familiar characters that you guys are familiar with if you watch the show, like Big Head and Filbert. So I had to set up all these platforms so that Spunky can get here uninterrupted. I have to wait for him to get to the spring and then quickly fight this guy driving a bulldozer. And if you don't time the hits on the bulldozer correctly, you'll hit him on his iframes and he'll go through you and shoot Spunky across the other side, and it loses a whole bunch of time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're good. If he hits Spunky, he'll launch him across the left way, and it loses about 25 seconds or so. So wait for him to get to the spring, launch him up, come down here, and clear some more danger for him. There's a trash compactor waiting for him at the bottom here, but we can deactivate it by turning this switch off, and then we can wait for Spunky to arrive. So as I was saying, this game was developed before the first season even came out. It was actually, the game was designed by Carl Roloffs, who was the guy who made Shadowgate and Deja Vu, so pretty well-known game designer. So that's the end of this stage. Still looking for his mop. So now this stage has a pepper in it that I have to quickly run and go get. So So send this over to block that off. Now the conveyor belt's going in the wrong direction, so I want to set it in the right direction. Quickly grab the pepper before Spunky falls into the acid there. Dog's causing me some troubles. There's Spunky, he's about to fall in this acid, but we're going to turn him around. There he is, turn him around. And this platform that was earlier in the stage, it actually turns out that if you get Spunky on it and sort of do these tail swipes, you'll actually move him across the map faster than him just walking on his own, so you definitely want to utilize them. So I'm going to quickly turn Spunky around and then feed him this pepper. And then I have some platforming to take care of. Close that gap. Cover this one so Spunky doesn't take damage from at least one of the two. Now there's this fly here that causes all kinds of trouble. Hopefully I can kill him before... Okay, perfect. There's Spunky going super fast. If the fly hit Spunky as he was bouncing off that spring, he would lose his momentum and fall back down, and you lose a ton of time. So now I gotta switch this back in the correct direction, and then wait for Spunky. And his pepper should have run out by now, so we have time to kind of relax. Raise this for him so he can go across the conveyor belt. And we're near the end of this stage. There's another spring waiting for him. If you time it just as he falls, he'll bounce immediately. There he goes. We're going to lower this platform, and I'm going to leave the other platform. It's actually faster for Spunky just to fall in the acid there, take a little damage, and then get straight to the fire hydrant. If he went the top route, he would end up on this side, and it would not trigger the ends until he turned back around. So that loses a whole bunch of time if he went that way. So this is stage 4 of World 2, the last one of World 2. Going to activate that conveyor belt, let Spunky fall down here, and then a fly should be coming up right now. Kill him, and wait for Spunky. There he is. So I'm a big fan of the artwork and animation in this game. The backgrounds are really detailed. Animation is really smooth and reminiscent of the TV show. So this window is a bit tight. I need to bounce Spunky up to this level and then activate that switch before he walks across the beam. So bounce Spunky, activate the switch, we're good. There's two routes you could take here. You can go down or up. I find up to be faster. So let Spunky go up. You don't want him to go in that little opening there in the wall. And you don't want to raise this before Spunky's fully across. He's across. And he's going to fall in this one. Just turn him around. What did he eat? Oh, I accidentally fed him a bone. So if you just pick him up, it'll deactivate the bone. The button to pick up Spunky as well as drop an item is the same. So you drop an item by pressing up and X and down and X picks him up. So it's possible to accidentally drop an item when you meant to pick him up. So that's the end of World 2. Did Spunky find his beloved mop? Yes, he did.
Hi, Spunky.
Oh, Spunky. World 3. So this world introduces kind of a few different tough mechanics. One being these hoses that you sort of block off, and it allows you to shoot Spunky up. I find it faster to take this short one and then just try to get through Big Head. Working with Big Head is a bit tough. I try to keep him as close to the edge as possible there. So shoot Spunky up. And then I want to bring him over and get Spunky to go through. So when he yells, he shoots Spunky leftwards, but Big Head comes after Rocko. So if I can keep Big Head here, Spunky will get through, and then I could lower this platform. 2, 3. So unfortunately I missed the timing there just a little bit. Do that again. Oh no! Oh no! Before Spunky goes too far, let's bring him back. And he should be falling. If he doesn't fall, I'm gonna panic. There he is. Okay. Turn this pipe off so the steam doesn't hurt him. And then I'm just gonna wait so I can see Spunky when he gets close to this steam, so I'll know when to turn off the other one. Because these steam valves turn back on after a certain amount of time. So that should be good. Now there's this mouse that throws bombs that's waiting for him, and the bombs go quite far and it'll hit Spunky. Punch this guy once and he'll turn around. And then I don't want to kill him too fast because he'll respawn by the time Spunky gets here. So just keep him distracted, looking the other direction until Spunky's a bit closer. That should be good. Now I can kill the guy. Because he'll turn back around once Spunky gets close to him. Send him up the lift. Whoops. Let's try that again. Turn him around. Send him up the lift. And quickly send him up this lift. Spunky. Oh no, the mouse respawned. Okay, we're good. And that's the end of this stage. Bounce him to the top. So this is a pretty interesting level. It has a balloon and it allows you to skip a whole bunch of it. Controlling Spunky when he's in balloon form this level is a bit tricky because there's a few different things that can hurt him. So I'm going to just ignore all these guys. I don't know if you saw, I just passed Filbert there. I'll try to show you guys him again because it's the only instance of him in this game. There's Filbert chilling on a raft there. Feed him the balloon. And I don't want him to take damage, so I don't want to punch him into that giraffe or he'll lose his inflated form here. So I'm going to kind of keep him to the right and then shoot him leftwards. And then there's a squirrel here that can hurt him as well. Get rid of him. And then we want to get to this platform up here. So if you can imagine, like, we just skipped a whole bunch of platforming that we would have had to have done. And I have to wait for Spunky to get out of that inflated form, send him up there, and quickly run to go catch up with him. So he's going to eat a bone right now, which will buy me a little bit of time. So if you heard that noise, that's him eating an item. Get rid of this lawnmower before he hurts Spunky, and then pick up Spunky to cancel that balloon animation, or that bone animation. That guy could cause a lot of trouble because if he hurts Spunky as I'm about to launch him, he'll lose his momentum. Launch Spunky one more time. And then quickly close this gap. And since Spunky travels faster, we want to send him across here, even though this dog's waiting for him. Kill the dog while Spunky walks to the fire hydrant. No. He's alive. So we're now in stage 3 of World 3. There's a bat waiting in here who's a big pain. They kind of make some of the flying enemies smaller in the later stages, which makes it trickier to attack them. So I want to get rid of this mouse. And I actually found a trick here where Spunky will walk through the stairs. So he's going to fall any second now. There he is. Turn him around and you skip all that area. So little things like that in this game save a ton of time. Like for him to walk to the bottom of the stairs and back around probably would have taken like 15 seconds. Send Spunky up here, quickly close this gap. Let him get across. Big Head's waiting in the room on the other level. Send him up. And then we're going gonna go through that bathroom. And I'm just gonna hop to kind of keep an eye on Spunky because he's scrolled off my screen. There he is. Quickly turn him around when he lands on the toilet, and then quickly turn him around again. If he falls down these stairs, that is basically reset territory. Let him turn him around, then lower the platform. Spunky's gonna land right where that star item is, and that star item gives him invulnerability. I'd rather him not eat it because there's an animation for him to eat it, but I can't crawl under there to grab it before he gets it, so we'll just let him eat it. And his sprite is flashing right now, so on the stream you might not be seeing him, but Spunky's right here, I assure you. So while Spunky's walking in this direction, I can kind of go through all the items in the game. So if you look in the top left corner, I'm going to cycle through them. Star gives Spunky invulnerability. The bone causes Spunky to pause and eat the bone for a certain number of time, which can buy you some time. The heart gives Spunky full health. And Spunky's health is shown there at the top, which is that bone. When the bone has nothing left in it, Spunky dies. The pepper, which we've already seen, makes Spunky run faster. The 1-up here is a 1-up. The balloon makes Spunky inflate and you can punch him around, which you've already seen. And this green goop makes Spunky walk slower. So after the green goop is the shield. That makes Spunky take less damage, and then back to the start. So this level has a frame perfect skip that I found that I can't go for, unfortunately, because it can soft lock the game. Spunky falls down this chimney, but if you stand on this frame and pick him up on the exact frame, you can skip this, and it saves like almost a minute. But if you do it a bit late, Spunky will he'll fall, and then he'll get stuck in his X position and he won't move from there, and there's nothing to do to get him out of it. So I can't, not a marathon friendly strat. I'm just gonna send Spunky back around here. I have to go send a platform across to close those gaps quickly, and I need to buy some time. So had I gone for that trick and gotten it, Spunky would already be across this whole area here. This fly is a big pain. So now I gotta go grab Spunky before he falls down these stairs. Come back and hopefully kill this fly. There's a hidden elevator here. Send Spunky across. There's one more gap right here. And then there's a gap here that I gotta quickly close. So those enemies are really annoying. On hard mode, the game is basically identical. If you do all the strats the same, you should complete the game in about the same amount of time. But the enemies have twice as much health, and it's just so many more opportunities for you to kind of get screwed up by one of these enemies hitting Spunky just as he's supposed to do something important. So just before we send Spunky up this shovel, I'm going to turn him around so he's going in the right direction, and then go catch up with him. Squirrel's waiting for us, we can ignore him. And the annoying bat is back, and he still managed to hit Spunky. Yeah, Rocko can't die, so he can take as much damage. It's just that every time he gets hit, there's a moment of time where you can't move, and that's often enough to kind of miss the timing of something that you need to get done. So let's clear the path for Spunky. Although Spunky can walk right under the spider, so I can ignore that spider. I need to pick up Spunky before he goes through this little area here. There's a heart waiting for him, which I don't need. And then hopefully kill this dog before Spunky falls so I can turn him around. Nice. So Spunky's gonna fall right now, turn him around. That's the end of this stage. that is 3-4. Does Spunky find the ice cream truck? Let's see. He does. And I don't know what he's eating there. But Spunky's not known for his intelligence. So final world is Laundryland. Spunky's toy was in the laundry machine getting washed, and he chased it and went down this chasm of various different pipes and things that can kill you. So this is the final world. Level 1, it turns out, it's just easier just to skip all this stuff and let Spunky fall. So I want to kind of take care of a few things before he gets down here. There's an enemy that's shooting clothespins that I want to take care of. This is another level that has a balloon that does not really get utilized. So I want to send this across. I didn't kill this enemy yet because he'll respawn by the time Spunky gets here. So I want Spunky to get a little closer before I kill him. Let's see where Spunky is. There he is. So let's go fight that guy now. Hopping laundry basket of death. 2, and he's gone. So these various platforms that are in the water, it's faster for Spunky to take when he's in his normal status as opposed to walking, but it's slower than him when he has a pepper. So there's certain times you use it and certain times you don't. Pick him up here, make him go up here, and we're getting close to the end of this level, so I'll let him take that, and then we'll take the elevator to the top, turn him around, and I want to quickly close this laundry or this dryer before he gets into it. This thing basically will destroy your run. It's really tricky. Once Spunky gets inside of it, it's really tricky to prevent him from going back in because the dryer will open and close as soon as he gets out of it. Destroy these claws before he picks up Spunky and let him get to the end there. So this is another balloon skip level where we're kind of at the mercy to the way that the balloon floats, and it's a bit tricky to get him where you need to go, so I'm going to need to concentrate a bit. Quickly grab that balloon, wait for Spunky to catch up, and then I can punch this while I'm standing on this platform, keeping it up. I'm going to quickly drop this balloon off for Spunky to eat. So I want Spunky to get across this area towards the right instead of going left and up on all the way around. So he tends to float leftwards first, so my strategy is just to kind of keep him close to me, as close as possible to start. Uh-oh. Okay, we're good. Until he starts floating rightwards. And we're good. So he should either stay in that area or float further to the right. It's always a bit nerve-wracking though, because you never quite know where he is until you actually see him fall. So I saw him take a fall perfect. Wait for him to fall to the bottom here, and then we should be good to go. So this one's tricky to time. I haven't been able to do it, but I feel you can time this to come back just as he's falling. I haven't gotten it yet. Oh, just missed it. So, you know, speedrunners, any little time save that exists, we're going to try to get. So attack this before it hurts Spunky, and then grab this platform here. And much faster than him walking to do this. Gotta watch out for the steam. And then close this dryer. So I don't trust these dryers anymore. I used to just shut them all off and call it a day. It seems almost random how like the timing of when they reopen up is. Sometimes you close them and they stay closed. Sometimes they open up. I don't take chances anymore. I just wait till Spunky's about to cross them and then I turn them off. 4-3. So wait for Spunk to catch up here and then go up this elevator. Gotta say, this run's going pretty well. No major hiccups. Some of the mistakes in this game literally cost you 2 to 3 minutes or more. So that was my big fear. Like in the previous level, if the balloon didn't go my way and he floated left, that would have probably cost me a solid 2 minutes. So lower this, wait for Spunky to fall, and then change the direction of this conveyor belt quickly. Now, well, he took the damage. I was going to safety it and pick him up. This level, Spunky takes quite a bit of damage, so you got to be careful that he doesn't die. So I'll be a bit safer later on in the level instead. Wait for Spunky to fall down here, so we can turn him around before he gets in the soapy water and takes damage. And then there's a platform that we want to go grab while he's catching up with us. Spunky, there he is, perfect timing. Turn Spunky around, fight this change machine, and then we gotta turn the conveyor belt in the other direction before Spunky gets here. Where's Spunky? There he is. Yeah, that's the most common thing that I hear from people who watch me play this in chat, is that they didn't even know that a Rocko game existed for the SNES. I don't think it was a particularly popular game when it came out. And again, it was North America release only. So that's probably part of the reason why it's not as well known. So Spunky has enough health. I'm going to let him take that damage boost, but I want to quickly close this, because this would basically guarantee that he dies. Get that across, and there's an enemy waiting right here, which I'll fight right now before Spunky gets here. 2, 3, and we're good. So this is the second to last level. Probably the most dangerous level in terms of Spunky taking a death, being a high potential. Because then you have one of those soap dispensers. They do tons of damage, so if you miss the punching them just as he's passing, it can cause a lot of troubles. Final level. So this one, the routing changed quite a bit. There's a bunch of traps, such as this tube right here. It's designed that you're supposed to cover it, but I find if you let Spunky take the traps and just kind of run ahead of him to close the dryers that are waiting for him, it's much faster. So I close that dryer so Spunky's going to be safe when he falls. Grab this pepper. Fight this guy. There's a fan that's going to blow Spunky into this other trap, and I want that to happen because it's a little faster than him walking. And again, we're going to go for the traps and just make sure that his path is clear on the other side. And I want to quickly turn off that dryer before he gets to it. So there's a dryer waiting at the end of that sort of tube trap area. Don't want to close it too early. This should be good. And then I want to bring this platform across. So if you heard that sound, that's Spunky eating an item, so I kind of know where he is. He just fell in the tube. And I want to fight this guy before Spunky gets here. And then just wait for Spunky to come. And where I place that pepper is timed just right so that when he gets here, the pepper will run out, and then he'll cross this platform and not lose any time by wasting that pepper. So these are the 4 dryers of death at the end of the stage. I used to just deactivate them right away, but I don't trust them anymore, so I wait till Spunky's closer. And that should be good. 2 more to close. And we're coming up on the end of this game. Dryers, don't troll me. And we're good. $38.02. Very happy with that time. It was a pretty clean run.
I love you, Spunky.
Aww. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that classic Nickelodeon 90s cartoon. Fun game that I don't think a ton of people know about. Check us out on SpeedGaming. We're a huge community, growing community, lots of cool people in there. By that I mean I'm the only person, so we need runners. I need runners. Please run this game. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and thanks for watching. That's Rocko's Modern Life. Cheers, guys. Enjoy the rest of the SNES Super Stars. Thanks to SNES Super Stars and SpeedGaming for running this, and Fiesel for doing all the hard work behind the scenes, and everybody else who's volunteering. You guys are the best. Thanks. Cheers.